three. And then we're ready. They got to the free throw line a bunch last night.
Jimmy Butler on the baseline. Not sure about the diplomacy early in the game. Butler set it up to Dre Moody. The elbow comes.
Guy Santos had a big part.
Off the back Irie in his career.
So this
is set.
And close to step.
And Barnes the corner three.
2018 G League Championship.
A lot.
Got great hands.
GP2 also would have been a great.
Jimmy Butler on the defensive side. His attack.
Keep adding to the league. Curry wing ability. So you want to lead them right to that.
Biggest thing I'm looking at with him, 20 years in the league, injured. You're still standing, especially when you've had like hamstring injury.
Moses Moody, wing three.
But he's going to finish the season.
You know what? Buddy Hield. Kaminga will track it down. Draymond just a touch pass to Steph.
Draymond shoot a look at Coach Curry. He's like, how you? 19 is crazy. And he's been driving it more.
Draymond, leave him alone. He's going to make you pay. Mamu Kelishvili is
no cheating.
Antonio, it was Castle kind of leading the way.
Would have been a little boring.
DeSanto. So the Warriors have opened 8 of. Looney, the decision maker. You're going to see that so much in the playoffs.
It's getting down to the wire here.
Yeah, I think it's a nice mix right now.
And just not as confident. You're just probably not going to. And did okay, actually.
The
league was like, nah, we're good. We're good on that.
At the last couple shoot arounds. But then, Buddy, finding Champagny out of the corner. It's the highest effective shot. Jimmy Butler, speaking of corners.
You get used to it, but
Johnson had double figures, 14 of 7. Gone Harrison Barnes, who launched the three.
Going to the challenge, Mitch Johnson was like, no, bro.
He hit the brakes there. Harrison Barnes stayed with his shooting and come around because he feels so on threes. You got to make that right decision. Lead. Majewski, Popovich, and Steve Kerr in Kentucky had the 1 year there.
Right, but he's caught like 15 fish. It was amazing. So 10 assists. Like they're on pace for 4.
Wesleyan threw it off the back.
That was amazing.
You see man and ball. Brandon Steph,
the man out of bounds when he's passing it.
He's kind of owning things on the glass. Harrison level. The Spurs have been playing with.
Get him one.
Ball staying right with an offensive.
Was privy to it. He was on it. Give him credit.
Wesley attacking. You see that game, and then is developing in the Mamu Kelishvili, putting it up and find the way to get minutes.
That's it.
It's on Butler. Guy Santos corner.
Not NBA players who want to play with.
Majewski flew by lead. Held it last night. Took a double-double by Zubac. Draymond open three. Megan knocked it away, but Abu Davis getting his first playing time.
Still got that illness.
AD out to the shooter and Buddy Hield.
You would add more time.
Moody from deep.
Settle down and actually run something. Great. Look at the ugly numbers.
Well, he's not playing tonight.
A few times where it's like, Castle has been driving so much.
Fox, Stephon Castle, and even more difficult. We're going to see a
forcing him to drive that time.
Abu Kelishvili.
I think it's tough at the rim for Castle.
The playoffs. Those are playing it out to Castle. We mentioned this. Credit the Rockets. They've got that 2 seed.
He's trying to get out of the way, and he kind of just jumped. Oh, Steph.
Well, Steph's free throw. For 20 years.
He's able to get a little separation.
Curry never stops moving, got it back. Champagny, the corner three.
Offensive rebounding percentage.
With his athleticism and Castle.
Focused on other things, but you still have to in the possession.
The other thing, too, is technical foul. And so he gets the tee, and Chris Paul. Steph springs free for
a really good screen there.
On the kick out, Vassell, distance. Jimmy Butler.
Dude, take the initiative. That's what Buddy Hield was saying. You do at the right times.
Glenn likes called the shot diet.
The Spurs are 3rd in the league and
getting into halftime. Buddy Hield, point lead the ball. Minute 18 remaining. And Johnson, that's a warm-up three. Lost the handle. Guess who's got the good hands? Paul, all that veteran. Castle from deep. Vassell from deep. Wind it down. Out to Buddy for 3. Chris Paul, Harrison Barnes, and misstep tonight as Harrison Barnes scores 32-19 and getting in.
What do you know? You have Jimmy Butler's at the free throw line.
Left in the second. Just know that you're going to have at least 1 day off.
Days off. The older you get, the more experience you can
Stephon Castle to
do that.
And go inside and then and sneak on the baseline. Harrison Barnes double teamed, and it's not his game. He is a Moody right down.
Even if the defender goes under, that's even
on the lane, kids. Just dunk on someone's head and held. Now this call, all right?
that direction. Steph really wanted to. Steph cut
4. Curry, 3, and Translin it. Brandon on the D-cell to lay it up.
tenacious.
In the third.
Well, he's holding him again. They didn't.
Up Moody. Nice handoff to Draymond.
It's been a long time. All right, but signature now. He can celebrate.
Hitting the pivot foot, let the defender fly. Sells out the hot hand. But Chris Paul trailed 3.
Paul being the bull
line this quarter. Another stop. And
the toughest athletes when it comes to sport group on the toughness. Having a little conversation with himself right now.
Buddy Hield checking in. Keldon Johnson. He's the 2-on-1 executed. Buddy Hield in. They're trying to put 2s there in the bonus. So he
and then make the right pass. Thundering drives.
Kelishvili.
By what I say when I said, but follow that up with though the work ethic never stops.
Travel in the rounds. Here they come. Like Buddy Hield
hemmed up.
Sergey on the cut. And then he
play up or to free someone else up. You heard
yeah, sometimes I need to
with all his movement, all his energy.
Halftime.
Luka. He was wanting to guard LeBron.
Throwaway. Minga. Yes, there are times for a one-hand pass, but Steph for 3. Battling him, getting him out of the lane. Kelishvili couldn't guide it hers as Buddy Hield misses that 3. For the Dubs. 5 players on the kick out to Champagnie for 3. So cutting Pajemski.
Moving before anyone else is.
Wow.
Makes sense.
Accomplishment.
And just in general, like, I just still goes crazy. Keep going crazy things. We have to recognize it. Let's give the greatness some.
Butler went for the steal, and then Harrison Barnes
going downhill before the Spurs is going to drive into some clogged up space.
Required is true. So the more you play, driving, flipping, and you got the Jets setting up Champagnie.
Quick hitter from all the way over here.
Fading. And Harrison
17 points in the paint the whole first half. He had
14. And Brandon with the mid.
Pajemski was just a little.
Minga 3 getting inside. Is it double team? Why are they forcing so many?
I think you move your feet on the ball, you passes. They're getting really good to
protecting the 7-point lead.
Guy that's switching on to Jimmy Butler to get him.
Minga corner 3. Of hand back out to Champagnie. Butler got his own miss. It's just shuffle his notes right there.
Yeah.
Chris Paul, he says he knew. Come on, he was always watching.
No. The game. He's always thinking and watching.
19. Keldon Johnson, the Clippers last night. Keldon Johnson missing 9-minute mark early on the back. Came on to Pajemski, corner 3. Barnes, an open corner 3.
In the paint, off a ball.
To an open Jimmy Butler, corner 3. Brandon 3.
Kind of weird. Barnes,
sidestep, mid-range tap game in the Western playoff push. They run him off the line on the sidestep. Corner 3, Buddy attacking.
Because Steph, anything he does, that's interesting. No one else is really knocking down the 3 ball. Is
Castle attacking.
Steph Curry. And he's had to guard Steph.
Tony Parker.
Ooh.
So this not just own the block.
No.
So, like for athletic.
And little speed. You could use
1-1. Champagnie will take it in.
Fairness to know it.
The game for the Warriors, 3rd most in the NBA. Sensing it with a 1-point lead in 5. Curry down the lane.
Came off of Jimmy Butler's screen.
Deep, and it ties the game.
Showing
Butler on Champagnie.
And then high teardrop him home. He was just going to have to reach in. You're about to pass him up on a 10. So free throw attempts. He's got 13 free throws.
Pajemski came together.
He's under pressure now. Can you get a stop? They do.
Moody wasn't pleased. And Cal sidestep 3. Plenty of time. Get out.
Try to use Steph's energy.
Butler is fouled again.
Yeah, just holding on for dear life. That is lethal. Butler knows how to do that.
At 107 is Castle back out. Keldon Johnson 3. Up in, miss. And over this game.
This has been a season. Been a little wobbly here offensively.
Yeah,
they've been #1 force up here.
And on Draymond again. Keldon Johnson.
Ball last now.
Inside, Keldon.
Yeah. Harrison Barnes just couldn't the second one. We could if it's quick enough.
Launching a 3. Spurs deal the Warriors a very opportunity. Keldon Johnson on Draymond again. Keldon Johnson.
The Warriors get a stop and maybe they get the ball last now.
Castle inside. Keldon.
See if you can get an offensive rebound if he misses a second one.